Hello, my name is Steve Mulberry with GISinc, and in today's video snippet, I'm going to be joined by my colleague Zeb Steeby, who is a solution engineer with our enterprise team. First off, Zeb, thanks for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
Zeb, you've been helping and assisting our customers establish cloud infrastructures, supporting ArcGIS Enterprise as well as migrating existing on-premise environments to the cloud for many years now. And my question to you is this: when it comes time for an organization to tackle the process of creating a cloud environment that will support ArcGIS Enterprise, what options do they have, or what options would you consider?
That's right, Steve. We've been building ArcGIS Enterprise environments in the cloud for some time. We leverage all the major providers like Azure, AWS, Google, and others. When it comes time to build out the environment to support ArcGIS Enterprise and to get all the components installed and configured, there really are two options. There's cloud provider options and Esri provided options. And you can choose the options you need to use based on business requirements or any SLAs that you might have with the other organizations or customers. Let's start off with the cloud provider options. First, there's web-based management consoles, and these are consoles that can be accessed through the browser, and they allow you to control cloud services to build out those environments and build users and those sorts of things. Then you have native CLIs. These would be locally installed tools that provide control of the cloud services from a command line. These are beneficial because you can use scripts to build out automation as well. And then you have deployment and management tools. And these allow you to use infrastructure as code to automate building out these environments. Some examples would be CloudFormation for AWS and Cloud Deployment Manager for the Google Cloud. Then there are Esri provided options. The first two of these that we'll talk about are built to work with the native cloud APIs. So first we have the Cloud Builder tools. These are a locally installed tool that can quickly build out and install an ArcGIS Enterprise environment. Currently, Esri has these for Azure and AWS. Then we have Cloud Images. These are public images that come with the Esri stack pre-installed and only require licensing to start using. And finally, there are automation tools. And there are a variety of these IT automation tools like Chef, Ansible, and Puppet. Esri provides Chef cookbooks on GitHub that can help you build out your automation and configuration of ArcGIS Enterprise.
So I know we don't typically recommend jumping right into the cloud without some thoughtful planning, but can you share with us what topics you would discuss with an organization that is thinking about or wanting to move to the cloud?
Sure. Typically, we talk about cloud costs. We want the client to understand cloud pricing models, how they work. You have different options, pay-as-you-go, reserved, and then depending on the service you're using, the pricing model may be slightly different. For pay for the hour or paying for storage, for example. And then most cloud providers have a calculator or calculators that can help you estimate what your costs are going to be. Next, we'd want to look at licensing. We'd want to make sure that the client has proper ArcGIS Enterprise licensing, as well as any other software that they might be needing on their environment. So just make sure everything's licensed appropriately. Another thing that we would need to look into is security. So cloud providers are in control of the security of the cloud. We would be in control of the security in the cloud. And we would need to make sure that we have things and controls for access, and make sure we're meeting any compliance needs that might be required, such as HIPAA compliance. And then finally, we'd want to look at business continuity. We need to make sure that critical business operations aren't impacted if there's outages, and we need to discuss those requirements for things like disaster recovery, failover, and see if there's any need for high availability.
Perfect. Thank you, Zeb. So to quickly summarize, both cloud providers and Esri have tools and services that can drastically improve the deployment and management of ArcGIS Enterprise in the cloud. And it's important to understand key aspects like cloud costs, the licensing, security, business continuity, as any organization begins the cloud deployment planning process.
Yes, that's right. And in some cases, like development or testing, jumping right in is not necessarily a bad option. Many of the resources in the cloud are pay as you go. So you can quickly spin something up, test it, and then turn it off, and you won't get charged those costs, or you would have minimal costs anyway.
Excellent. Thank you, Zeb. I really appreciate you taking time to walk us through the many options available for managing and deploying ArcGIS Enterprise in the cloud. And to those watching this recording, thank you for joining. And look for more of these video snippets on cloud strategies as we get closer to our webinar, where we will go much deeper into strategies for hosting and managing ArcGIS Enterprise in the cloud. Thank you.